Hello everyone, Fragga here, and today I want to talk about one of Rasasi's another new release, and it is called Daarej Pour Om Extrait. So this is actually very similar to OG Daarej. All right, so if you have that fragrance, you kind of already have an idea how this is going to smell like. Yeah. So when you first spray it, it will remind you of. It will not remind you of any particular fragrance, but it will remind you of the freshness that many new fragrances have. It kind of has like white floral and little bit fruity, little bit citrusy freshness in the opening. All right, so it has, I think, the floral and with some fruity, some very slight, not fruity, like citrusy element you will get from this fragrance in the opening. So it is lot fresher than a lot fresher in the opening than the original Darij. But after like 1 to 2 minutes, that freshness kind of gets settled down, and you will immediately get hit with rose and iris. And these two notes you can't miss. All right, rose and iris is kind of the two dominant note in this fragrance. So this iris is kind of like the iris you will get in Versace Dreamer. All right, if you are familiar with Versace Dreamer, that fragrance has a distinct iris note. You will get that similar iris note in here too. It is not like Prada Alum or Prada Alum Intense or Diorum Intense. The iris is not that kind. So that rose and iris combination you will also get in the original Darij Porom. All right, so that's why this is very similar to the original Darij, but it is little bit fresher and it is little bit sweeter. All right, as time goes on, it becomes more and more sweet. I think part of the sweetness, the rose is responsible for that part of the sweetness, but the sweetness is also coming from, I think, vanilla. It has kind of vanillic dry down towards the end, and I think it has kind of sandalwoody creamy texture to this fragrance. Yeah, as the more it dries down, the more you will get that woody facet. All right, so the original that is little bit spicy in the opening. All right, and it is kind of more spicy throughout the whole journey of that fragrance, but this is actually not that spicy. It has, I think, there might be some spices to this fragrance, because I don't know the official note breakdown, because they have not released any official note breakdown of Daarej Extrait. But from my experience, it feels like it does not have that much spice. It is not a really spicy fragrance. It is little bit on the sweeter side and little bit on the woodier side. The more the time goes forward, it becomes little bit woody and vanillic. All right, but that irisy powdery nature, it also gets amped up as time goes on. All right, so towards the dry down, you will kind of left with little bit irisy powdery nature with vanilla and little bit woody nature. All right, as time goes on, that rose kind of stops itself from moving forward, I think, towards the middle. So the performance is really solid, like 6 to 7 hours easily, and projection is also good here, like 2 hours of solid projection you will get from this fragrance for the price like $20 to $23. This is kind of a no-brainer if you are into iris rosy fragrances. If you are not, you will not like this fragrance. But if you are a guy who is looking for an iris based fragrance and you also like rose, go for it. All right, the price, the performance and price I have already mentioned. So that's all. That's my review. Thank you.